Once you have your Broadband Fabric ServiceLandscape data loaded into QGIS, you can then start to symbolize the data to start to pick out patterns and trends within the data. To do that, you'll right-click on the layer that you're interested in and select Properties. Then, in the left-hand pane, there's a button called Symbology. Within Symbology, there's a drop-down at the top. Single symbol will show you all the points in the same color. However, if you use that drop-down, there are a few more categories you can use. Categorized and graduated are both great options. Graduated is more for number-based fields, and categorized is for categories. So we'll choose Categorize. Now, you have to choose the field in which you will categorize the data. For example, we'll go ahead and build a map showing unserved, underserved, and served areas based on the NTIA status field in the data. So, we'll go down to the bottom and click Classify. And once we click Classify, you'll then see all the categories available in that field. 1 in this instance means served. 2 means underserved. 3 means unserved. If you're satisfied with the automatically generated colors, you can go ahead and press Apply. However, if you're interested in changing the colors, you have a few choices. You can double-click on the point and then use this drop-down to choose your new color, or if you'd like to have a scale, you can use this drop-down at the top and select any scale that you see fit for this data. So we'll choose green, then click Apply. And as we can already start to see, most of the points within this county are served, but there's a few pockets of under and unserved, but the majority are served. But now let's say we want to go find points that have no fiber providers. To do that, we'll go back to the properties, go back to Symbology, but this time we're going to choose the fixed or the BDC fiber providers. Again, we'll select Classify, and I just want to overwrite the symbology, so I'm going to select Yes. The values here represent the providers for those certain points, but I'm more interested in those that don't have a provider. So I will scroll down to the bottom where the value is All Other Values. I'll double click on that point. I'll select red for this instance. I'll click OK. I'll click Apply. And now we can see all of the points within this county that have no fiber providers. So maybe this is an indication of where might be a good area to expand your fiber footprint, or just a new expansion area in general. Now let's say I'm still interested in understanding the points that have no fiber providers, but I'd also like to understand which of these have federal funding. To do so, I can again right-click on the layer, select Filter, and this time we're going to filter on the program list. In this instance, I have a specific program in mind that I'm thinking of, and that program ID is 24. And so I'll go ahead and look for any points that have federal funding from this program. I'll select OK. So now I can get a sense of the areas with this type of federal funding and what points don't have a fiber provider. So again, maybe we want to start to pick out areas that we could get federal funding and build out fiber to. I'm going to go ahead and clear this filter. And now let's say you'd like to see where certain providers have submitted service in this area. Again, you'll go ahead and right click, and this time I'm going to filter the data to a specific provider. You could also choose to symbolize it and then get a sense based off of the color of the point, but I only want to see points where AT&T serves through any service. So to do so, I'm going to use the filtering tool, and again, we'll start with telco providers, and I'll say where telco providers like AT&T, since the format of the data, the telco providers and the cable providers, or any of the provider columns could have multiple providers within that field. And so by using the like, I can just search for the string that I'm interested in. So we'll put a % sign at the beginning and the end, so it knows that the AT&T could be anywhere in that list. I also want to see if AT&T provides cable. We'll do another OR statement for fiber. And we'll do a last OR statement for fixed wireless. And then I'll press OK. This now shows me the locations AT&T serves within this area. I can go a step further. If I'm trying to look at different patterns, I can then symbolize these points. To do so, again, we'll right-click on the layer, we'll select Properties, and this time I want to symbolize based on postal code. If you go ahead and click Classify, again, I can overwrite the current one. I'm going to do the spectral. I'll click Apply. And now we can see what points fall into what postal codes. You could also overlayer other datasets to add data to your Fabric data to start seeing more patterns, whether that being your own service area data or other essential information.